Good morning, everybody. Can everybody hear me clearly?
Yes, good morning.
Yes, we can.
Okay, my name is
Yes, we can
Adenuga
hear you.
Bisoye. For those who are familiar with me and for those who are not, um, welcome to today's Data Insight. I just want us to give others about 5 minutes. We'll start officially by 12:05. Let's just give others a couple of more minutes to join us, those that are in the lobby, so everybody can join. We can all get settled for today's Data Insight. I'm sure our teams are ready. Let me see. I'm sure my judges are here too, or joining as we speak. Okay, it is 12:05. We can officially begin. Welcome once again. Welcome to everybody just joining us. My name is Adenuga Bisoye Abiodun, and I'm welcoming every single person here officially today to today's Data Insight. Just to confirm, can everybody hear me clearly and can everybody see my screen?
Yes, we can.
Good afternoon.
Yes,
Yes, we
we can
can.
hear you.
Awesome, perfect. Before we go right into it, I would like us to introduce ourselves. You can use the chat box to introduce ourselves, your name, where you're joining us from. It'll be nice to know who we have on the call and, of course, where everybody's joining us from. Just your name, where you're joining us from. Okay, while we wait for more people to join, I can see we have a couple of people in the lobby trying to join as we speak. Idowu is joining us from Nigeria. Welcome, Idowu. I want to hear from more people. We have about 28 people on the call. Let's introduce ourselves. Aminat is joining us from Liverpool. Welcome, Aminat. Welcome, Idowu. You can see more people. Olayinka is joining us from London. Welcome, guys. Welcome to today's Data Insight program. Welcome to everybody. Okay, let me go straight into why we are here. Okay, Maiwa Johnson is joining us from Pohada, if I'm pronouncing that correctly. Welcome, guys. Monica is joining us from Luton. Busaya is also joining us from Luton. Welcome. Okay, so today's Inside program is where we all come to see some of the projects that our students have worked on. They get to showcase to you and give you insights into the data that they've worked on and present from you. Welcome, Ahmed from Wolverhampton. Welcome to every single person. John Itunu from Leicester. Welcome, welcome. I'm happy to see everybody is engaged and ready for today. Okay, I was explaining that Data Insight program is where we all come to view, get insight from the data that the students have been working on for the past couple of weeks now. And just to give a bit of introduction, who are we here? Who are the people who have put this together? And that's in form of RKY group. I'm sure many of us here are familiar because I can see some of our past students, some of our judges are here. But for the sake of those who have not had any interaction with RKY as a group, who have not met us before, and who have not had any interaction with us. RKY Group is a dynamic conglomerate who is dedicated to bridging the gap and creating opportunities for underrepresented individuals and communities. What we mean by this is, I always like to say this anytime I'm anchoring data inside or project domains, I always like to tell people that basically at RKY Group is that group that creates a platform for end-to-end solutions for underrepresented individuals and community. And what does that mean? It means that across our diverse portfolio, when you think of a problem that underrepresented people mostly face, you're more than likely to find that RKY Group already has a solution for that. And included in that diverse portfolio, you have the RKY Careers, which is a multi-award winning edtech company that offers practical boot camps in data analysis, business analysis, project management, and many more. And RKY Careers is one of the reasons why we're here today. In terms of Apply Body offers support to professionals with job application, CV optimization, cover letter, interview preparations. The Limitless and Thriving podcast is where you get to listen to insights and success stories from immigrant professionals and entrepreneurs who have gone ahead to do amazing things within the community. And of course, you have the Limitless Without Border event, which is a networking and tech careers event that features keynotes, panels, workshops. Whatever your question is, the RQI group has provided solutions to actually answer them. You have the Immigrants Founders Network and the Business Hub for aspiring business owners. So it's not just about career. In case you're thinking that, you know what, going up the corporate ladder is not for me. I would like to start a business. Our founder, who I'll be introducing in a couple of minutes, has successfully founded multiple companies in the UK. So who best to tell you, oh, this is how you go about it, than someone who has successfully done this for a couple of years? So, of course, you have our Immigrant Founders Network that provides resources, mentorship, and networking for immigrant entrepreneurs. And of course, last but not least, the RKY Digital Solutions that offers mobile app and website optimization IT training. Together, what this group of company does is to help drive growth, like I said, answer your question, business success, drive business success, and community empowerment worldwide. Moving from there, I would also like to introduce us, like I said, about RKY Careers. I did say it like just a couple of more minutes ago that RKY Careers is one of the reasons why we're here. The boot camp that our students have gone through to be able to bring us here today for today's data insight is as a result of the RKY Careers. So, in case you are not familiar with RKY Careers as a brand, RKY Careers is a multi-award winning edtech company that empowers international students and professionals to excel in the competitive global job market and secure their dream positions through personalized career guidance and support. And what does this mean? It means that we offer practical boot camps and experience focused learning that enables you go from, oh, I don't even know what a data analyst does, to becoming a full-fledged data analyst who can actually compete in the global job market, who can say, oh, now I want to go after opportunities. That confidence that takes a student from, I don't know anything about data analysis, but I think this is a career I'm willing to pursue, to, oh, yes, now I know a lot about data analysis. I have the kind of background, I have the kind of experience. experience that can actively go out for opportunities. That's one of the things that we do in RKY careers. And as a result of the amazing work that we do, of course, we've been recognized severally. We've been recognized under the top 25 changing face of education in 2022, the best professional service solution company of the year 2023, the career support organization of the year 2024, best tech and career coaching company 2024 UK, and many more. Even in 2025, we're part of the finalists for the UK Tech Startup and also the Career Support Organization of the Year 2025. That goes to show that the work that we do is not just it's not in silos. It's a work that goes beyond even RKY Group as individuals. Okay, so now who's the amazing person that has put this together? I said it just recently when I was talking about some of the businesses that are under the RKY group. I was talking about the business up, and I said something. I said, "Who best to teach you how to start a business if that's what you want? Than someone who has gone ahead to do that herself." And the amazing person who has brought us all together as who is the CEO and founder of RKY Group and also the CEO and founder of RKY Careers is Rukaya Talabi. She's a multi-award winning entrepreneur and she founded RKY Careers out of our own passion to support migrants who are navigating the job market. She helps us, of course, she helps a lot of migrants land their desired jobs, excel in their careers, and she takes for everybody who are within the ecosystem will tell you this that when it comes to Rukaya Talabi, she takes a personal approach when it comes to our students solving their problems. And of course, for the amazing work that she has been doing, she has also been recognized across different frontiers. Her impactful work has been met with some recognitions, even in the media across the globe and at home, including being named top 25 changing the face of education in 2022, the EdTech CEO of the Year in 2023, Innovative Entrepreneur of the Year 2024, top 25 advancing diversity, equity, and inclusion in corporate UK, as well as the outstanding coach and mentor 2024, being accepted into the Forbes Council in 2024 and Global Recognition Award in 2024. And that's not it. So Rukayat has been able to successfully found various companies which I've listed previously. And a key highlight is our own commitment to diversity and inclusion is the Limitless Without Bother. I spoke about this earlier. It's an annual flagship tech and networking event for businesses, tech professionals to connect, share insights, explore opportunities uh, in the UK and, of course, globally. Furthermore, like I mentioned, Rukayat founded the RKY Business Hub, a community that supports migrant entrepreneurs by providing resources, insights, and networking opportunities. The network has created a nurturing environment where founders can collaborate and learn from one another. I've said this before and I will say it again. It's something I always like to reinforce that when it comes to underrepresented communities, what our CEO Rukaya Talabi has done is to create an end-to-end solution. If you're looking, oh, I'm new here, I want to pivot from this career to another career. I want to learn a tech skill. We have all these solutions suited for you. And even afterwards, and you're working, or you're currently working, and but you know that I need time to actually apply for the opportunities that I know that I deserve. Apply Body is the innovative job service platform for you that takes the stress off your job application and allows you to focus on actually the things that matter. So I'm sure you guys will agree that RQI Group is doing a whole lot when it comes to diversity, equity, and inclusion. So, what are the training services that we offer? By the way, this introduction is so that you have context because as we go into the data insight, you see a lot of the projects that our students are here and inside that they'll be drawing from the various data sets that they've had to work on. But it's very important that you have context as to how they got here, which is one of the reasons why I'm doing this introduction. And of course, for those who are not even familiar with us as a brand. So, what are the trainings and services that we offer in RKY Careers? Data analysis and business intelligence, project management and data analysis bootcamp, advanced Microsoft Excel and PowerPoint, Scrum Master, Product Owner and Product Manager, digital marketing, which covers SEO, PPC, EMM, SMM, and SEM, content compliance, KYC, and AML. And along with these trainings, we also offer other services such as CV optimization, career advisory. In case you're in that stage where you are at the stage where you're asking the question is, what do I do next? You don't need to make those decisions alone. You don't need to learn from your mistakes. You can learn from the experience of others. And in RKY careers, with over like 3,000, more than 3,000 alumni, it's best believe that we have the expertise to help you make those decisions. So interview preparations, LinkedIn optimization, professional portfolio, a full career rebrand, and business coaching. And that's not just all that we offer. In terms of our tech and digital solution, we help in data analysis and migration projects, website development, IT project consulting, IT training, change management, and mobile app development. How do our students get to differentiate themselves in the job market? What stands out? What makes our students stand out? What makes RKY careers different from every other training platform? Because we say we're not just a training platform, we're a community at RKY. And there's a reason we have the stuff to back it up. And this is our work experience lab, basically. Yeah. This is our work experience lab. Our success stories don't just come from trainings, of course, but at RKY Work Experience, we emphasize the value of practical learning. I'm sure everybody here knows that if you want to go into the job market in the UK, they're going to ask you, oh, how many hours of working experience do you have? Do you have experience working in this sector, in this role? That's one of the things that our own work experience lab helps our students achieve. It's one of the ways that our students differentiate themselves in the job
Yeah,
market.
big manager. Once you share Saturday, every Saturday.
Because please mute yourself as you join us so that not to disrupt today's session. So yeah, I was talking about how our students differentiate themselves in the job market through the work experience. Our approach is to immerse participants in real world projects, allowing them to develop essential skills, build the confidence, build credible industry connections. So our boot camps don't just end in theory to say, oh, this is how you become a data. Well, we'll see that in a couple of minutes now. But we help them build the real life experience that they need by participating in real world projects. That is the real projects that have real life consequences with real stakeholders. And this allows our students to gain the kind of work experience that they need to launch their careers. What we do aim to do at RKY Careers is to bridge the gap between education and the professional environment. And I think one of the things that is even like very, very notable is that beyond even the technical skills, there are social skills that are very important to you as you launch into the global job market. And that's one of the things that our bootcamp enables you to do. Working in a team, you don't have that experience, you learn in our bootcamp. The confidence that you need to present to stakeholders, you're going to learn it. And we'll see it in a couple of minutes. And that's one of the things that enables our students, like I said, stand out in the job market. So how do you gain this practical work experience? You can join the Tech Accelerator program or any of our boot camps because, like I said, our boot camps offer immersive hands-on learning experience, equipping you with essential skills and knowledge to thrive in a very dynamic working environment. One of the skills I was mentioning, even when it comes to the technical know-hows, right? The essential skills that is needed in your field have collaborative learning that we ensure our students go through, which ensures that they leverage even technology, so they are not left behind when you get into that interview or and you're asked, oh, what are the tools that you're familiar with? Are you familiar with any collaborative tools? We leverage tech to ensure that our students stay on top of their game at all times. So today, what are now the exhibitions that we're here to? What are we here for? Today's data analysis exhibition will feature three companies. We have Synaptics Digital Solutions, Quantum Sphere Consulting Limited, and Cost Success Medicals. Here we would be taking a look into the data that we had to work with, how they work with this data, and the insight that we need to take into our business. as a result of this data? What were the problems they had to solve? What were the solutions that they came up with? That's what we are here for today. Now, I want us to meet our esteemed judges, the people who would be letting us know, who will be judging the presentations and the exhibitions that would be seen today. One, we have Olufemi Michael Oladipo. He's a data analyst, the NHS Counter Fraud Authority, and he wonderfully was part of our program, has experience working within RKY as one of our alumni. Femi, are you here? Can you say hi to us?
Hi everyone. Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
All right.
Hear
Hello
you.
everyone.
Hi.
Hello. Oh, you seem to be cracking up. Hello, Femi. Oh, looks like network. Can everybody hear me? Be sure it's not my own
Yeah, I
network.
can hear you. Can you hear me?
Okay, yeah, we can hear you perfectly now.
All right. Hello everyone. Happy to be
Okay.
here.
Hello, Lufemi. Nice to have you. We look forward to your expertise as we go on today's data insight. Next up, we have Tinaza Lobrike. She's a digital insight analyst, and she's most amazingly one of our facilitators here at RQI Careers. Tinaza, are you on the call? Can you say hi? Hello, Tinaza. Yeah, I think she's okay. I think she's having some issues muting. So we've met our judges. You guys have found out about RQY Group and RQY Careers. For those who are not familiar, it's right about the time. Just to confirm, the first team, are you guys ready? Are you guys
Yes,
ready
we
for
are.
us?
Yes, we are.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. I love that. I like that you guys are on standby. So, to just do a brief introduction on, I mean, I can see my screen is not changing, so just a minute. Please give me a minute. My screen is not changing. Okay, let me stop sharing and reshare. Okay. Okay. Can everybody see my screen now?
Yes.
Okay. You guys are sure you can see my screen?
Yes, we can see your screen.
Okay. So a first company that would be looking at is the Cost Success Medical Center. Their team name is Healthcore, Team Healthcore, Industry, Health and Care. And this will be presented by Monica Jiwan and Aminat Ajose. Since the team is ready, you guys can go ahead and share your screen, and over to you.
Okay, can you see my screen? Good afternoon.
Good afternoon, Aminat. Yes, we can. We can see your screen clearly.
Okay, thank you. So good afternoon, everyone. My name is Aminat Ajose, and on behalf of my team, I'll be introducing our project, Hospital Patient Analytics for Core Success Medical Center. So this project focuses on using data to uncover the patterns in patient admissions and care outcomes, with the goal of helping hospitals to improve their decision making and patient services. So it was a collaborative effort by the health and care team, and every one of us contributed at different stages from data preparation to analysis to reporting. Our project agenda is going to follow a simple presentation. I'll start with the introduction, then hand over to Monica, who is going to walk us through the data analysis and project dashboard. And finally, we're going to conclude with some practical recommendations based on our findings. So let me briefly set the stage with introducing what Core Success Medical Center is. It's a center that provides healthcare services ranging from preventive care to diagnosis, treatment, and counseling. And for this project, our main objective is to uncover patient care insights by analyzing hospital admissions, clinical procedures, and financial metrics across different hospitals. Our objectives are divided into two major parts. Firstly, to provide insight that will help healthcare administrators and clinicians identify areas of improvement, allocate resources more effectively, and ultimately enhance patient outcomes. And secondly, to deliver strategic recommendations for continuous improvement to ensure that hospitals can keep improving their processes over time. Finally, we're going to look at our workflow. We started by extracting data from SQL Server, then carried out our cleaning and analysis in Excel. Next, we created interactive visualizations in Power BI to highlight key insights. And finally, we pulled everything together into this presentation to communicate our findings clearly to both technical and non-technical stakeholders. Yeah, that concludes the introduction. I'll hand over to my colleague Monica to take you through the dashboard and show you the insight that was uncovered. So, Monica.
Yes. So first of all, good afternoon to everyone, and thank you, Aminat. So now I will take you all through the data analysis part of our project. So we looked at around 27,000 admitted patients in total within a span of year of 2016. And from the visuals, we can get to know that here we have about 12,000 were a male and 14,000 were a female patients. And the most patients were a white, around 22,000. And other races and Black or African American groups were much smaller, about 2,000 each. And the from the facility name, we get to know that the busiest facility is the Hospital for Special Surgery, which has the highest admissions with the 4,520 admissions. And the followed by the next largest was NYU Hospital for joint disease at 1,763 patients, and the rest had under 1,000 admissions each. So next we go to the demographic analysis. So we have done demographics analysis on the basis of gender, age group, and a race, in which we have the largest age group was about 50 to 69 with about 15,000 admissions, and children under 18 are fewer in a number. So in the next visual, we can see that the gender distribution is relatively balanced across all races, with slightly more females than the males. And in the children age 0 to 17 stays longest on average at about 5.7 days, and older adults have a higher admission counts but shorter days, about like 2.5 to 3 days on average. So our next, now let's look at the clinical analysis. So from the analysis, we get to know that the most common procedure is a hip replacement, which is followed by other joint surgeries and the blood transfusions. So when we look at diagnosis, osteoarthritis stands out with the 24,000 cases. And the next issues are complications from implants and other bone or musculoskeletal problems. But these numbers are much smaller. In terms of severity, most patients fall into minor just on a clinical analysis. Yeah. In terms of severity, most patients fall into a minor or a moderate categories. Only a small number are major or extreme cases. So this tells us that hospitals see a large volume of patients, but most cases are not life threatening. So next is our financial analysis. Here, the total charges across hospitals are about 1.58 billion pounds, and with the profits of around 1.02 billion pounds. And this hospital for special surgery leads with 307 million pounds in charge and 42% profit margins. Followed by other hospitals like NYU's or St. Francis and Lenox Hill and Sisot Brink in much lower charges, which is between 12 million and 42 million. With profit margins of only 5 to 9%, this shows that financial performance is highly concentrated in one hospital. So the next is our severity and discharge. So this slide shows us where patients go after leaving the hospital. So most are discharging to other care home, which is about 5,000 are going to the skilled nursing home. When we compare severity, out of nearly 12,000 minor cases, like about 1,800 go to skilled nursing, which is a 15%. And out of 1,200 major cases, 436 go to skilled nursing, which is a 35%. So we have concluded that the major severity patients are more than twice as likely to end up in a skilled nursing compared to minor patients. So this shows us severity drives discharge planning. So next, let's go to the dashboards. So here we have a dashboards which brings everything together in a one view. So you can see admission, patient demographics, and the most common procedures and financial performances and patient outcomes all in one place. So it will allow us to give like quick checks and makes it easier to spot trends. So from this, from our analysis, we have some recommendation to the hospitals that now these slides will explain us the gaps in the data. Like some fields are missing or misaligned, and we only have 1 year of records. So based on this analysis, we are recommending that the management should upgrade the data system to reduce the errors. Second, they should expand collection across more years and admissions types. Here we can see that we only have an elective type of admission types and we have only a 2016 years of data. So if we had the broader data, we would have been able to spot the long-term trends and improve our plannings. So our next recommendation is related to increasing the orthopedic capacity and support. So orthopedic cases like hip and knee replacements are among the highest volume we recommend. So we recommend investing in a more surgical capacity and strengthening rehab and physiotherapy. So this will help meet the growing demand for bone and joint care. So our next recommendation is like strengthen care for older patients as we have the more admissions of older patients in between 50 to 70. So especially those over 50, which has a more hospital admissions. So we suggest creating dedicated geriatric units, expanding rehab services, and also increasing nursing supports. So this will help them to improve recovery and reduce pressures on hospitals. So that's all about our data analysis. Now I would like to share my bootcamp experience. So first of all, I would like to thank RKY Careers for giving us this platform. And it allowed me and my team to work on real projects and get a lot of practical experience. So along the way, we have learned tools like Excel, Power BI, SQL, Tableau, and even AI. And the live sessions and the mentor guided us at every step. So, and this project, this healthcare project, give us a chance to apply those skills in a real time and build our confidence. So, not only in an analysis but also in a presenting and building our confidence. So that's all from my side. Thank you all for listening to me.
Well done, well done, well done. I have to say, I enjoyed the presentation. Oyedeji Bello, your hands are up. Don't worry, there'll be time to ask the questions that you might have. I have to say I enjoyed the presentation. I like how to the point it is. You guys managed your time effectively well.
Thank you.
I like the smooth handoff you guys also had between team members. Really, really
Thank
well done.
you.
Let's hear from our judges, and then, of course, if there are any questions from the team and from everybody, would take them. Femi, over to you.
Hi everyone. Yeah, that was a good presentation from Aminat and Monica. Thank you. I think I like the way you broke down how you wanted the presentation to go in stages of introduction, objectives, and your insights, and then your recommendation, which was very good. I like the focus on the demographics, trying to understand what the data was all about in terms of the core ingredients of this company, which is the patient. So that was very good. That was a great approach. However, I think I would also have loved to see a bit more on the areas of improvement for the experience of the patient, not just for the benefit of the company to expand revenue or make profit. So areas where probably looking at the wait period that the patient has to go through before an appointment, if it's an elective, or what's the rate of readmissions for patients being treated for the same thing in several in different appointments or spells as we may call it. So I think just a bit more focused on that of the patient, and also because what you want to do, you don't want to neglect the major ingredients of the business, which is the customer. And you don't want to just focus on how the business is going to, make more money. And yeah, I think that's a little bit. But again, I think the presentation was a bit of a flash in terms of the pace. I think it's because you've done so much work, and you had limited time to run through all that you've done. But sometimes I think it's always important to remember that sometimes simple is all you need. It doesn't have to get bulky or overly complicated. If you just keep it simple, you might have enough time to showcase all that simplicity, because the peak of the story is in the recommendations being drawn from the insights. So if you just keep it simple, and that might have helped in not going through the presentation, in that much pace. That's all from me. But great presentation, Aminat and Monica. Well done.
Yeah, thank you, Faye. I will keep in
Thank you.
mind all the things, and I will use in my, like, whenever I'll start working anywhere. So I'll just keep in mind to keep it short and simple every time. Thank you. Thank you for the feedback.
You're welcome. Excellent.
Yeah, well done. Chiamaka, do we have anything from you? Chinaza, sorry, do we have anything from your hand before we take general questions?
Okay, hi everyone. Good afternoon. Yeah, the presentation it was nice. It was amazing. I love the Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
You seem to be cracking up, Chinaza.
Oh, okay.
Okay,
Is
it's
it
better now.
better now? Okay. Yeah, it's an amazing presentation. Well done to the health team. I love the flow of the reports, even the flow of the presentation. It was wonderful. And I don't have much feedback, but then what I want to say is they should keep this up. Also think of how the patients can also benefit from this analysis. But yeah, it's an amazing presentation, and well done to the team.
Okay,
Thank you,
thank you
Chinaza.
very much.
Thank you.
Now to hear from our general audience. I know there's a question in the chat room for you. Noreen Camille says, which tool did you use to analyze the data?
Um. So
We
for okay.
Yeah, go on ahead. Aminat. Yeah.
Yes. I wanted. I wanted to say for the analysis we used Excel firstly to clean the data, but we actually extracted the data from the SQL server and we used Power BI to visualize the data. Is that
Okay. Yeah, I think that answers the question. Does anybody else have any question for them? Does anybody else have any question for Team Core Success? No, Team Health Core from Core Success Medical Center. In absence of none, we'll just move on to the next. I hope the next group are also ready. Well done, guys. Please take the feedback that I've gotten from the judges and implement. I would say very big well done to you guys. You guys can stop sharing while I share from my hand. The next team that we would be hearing from is Team Quantum Sphere. It's from the Quantum Sphere company. Team name Finance Analytic Hub. So Team Finance Analytic Hub is going to take us through the industry of finance and data, looking through data analysis through the lens of a finance expert, basically. In case you're wondering what Team Quantum Team Elco has done for us before was to tell us, show us basically the application of data analysis in the medical field. You're thinking, oh, I think I want to grow a career in the NHS. I want to go into the medical space. How can you, as a data analyst, how does that apply? I'm sure. Can anybody still hear me?
Yes, we can.
Okay. So they've beautifully helped answer that question. Finance Analytics Up is not going to be answering the same question, but from the lens of a finance expert. And presenting would be Akinleye Akintoye and Aja Astatu Bari. I hope I pronounced that correctly. So over to you
Yes,
guys.
please.
You guys can share your screen and take it away.
All right. Thank you very much, Abisoye. I will share my screen now, and my colleague Aja would kick off the presentation for us.
Yeah, sorry for any inconvenience. I have like a crash. My laptop crashed few days ago, so I'm unable to like do any slides. I'm using my phone to do the presentation. Hello everyone. This is Quantum Fair Consulting Limited. Demographic customer demographic for segmentation by our team is Financial Analysis Hub 2025 cohort 14 Data Analysis and Business Intelligence Bootcamp. Yeah, you can move to the next slide. Aziz, you can move to the next slide. Sorry.
One second. Sorry. Okay.
So these are our financial members. So we have our team lead, which are Aziz and Haja Satubari. It was 14 of us, but like 12 of us, we are actually inclusive. The remaining two, we are not inclusive. And then we give like a 90% dedication level of our time and expertise and make sure that we were able to do this thing and come up with something very, very interesting for all of us. So the project agenda, the introduction and the project objective, it is a detailed project overview defining our goal for customer demographic segmentation and outlining the analytical framework for the Quantum Sphere initiative. The data analysis workflow, comprehensive data extraction, processing, transformation, and visualization pipeline, ensuring robust and accurate insight for analysis. Our in-depth demographic analysis was like exploration of employment patterns, income distribution, demographic insights, working hours, capital gains, and education versus occupational metrics to understand customer segmentation. So the dashboard development and key findings was presentation of the main income and population dashboard, concluding with strategic recommendation for effective customer segmentation. So now the introduction. Quantum Fair Consulting Limited is a leading global management consultancy renowned for its expertise in operations strategy, supply chain optimization, procurement excellence, and financial advisory. With a proven track record in driving transformation, the firm leverages advanced analytical and strategic insight to deliver measurable value for clients worldwide. The project focuses on an in-depth analysis of customer demographic across key dimensions, including income, employment, education, geographic distribution, and capital gains by applying robust data extraction, processing, and visualization techniques. The initiative aimed to enable effective customer segmentation, uncover hidden patterns, and provide actionable recommendations that support data-driven decision-making and long-term business growth. Yeah, Aziz, you can go to the next one. So this is a project, sorry. So this is the project objectives, even though I've mentioned it on the introduction just now. So our overview was like extracting comprehensive customer data from database using SQL queries, clean it using Excel, and then visualizing it using Power BI. And then we also did an interactive dashboard development, creative dynamic Power BI dashboard with key performance indicators. The strategic insight involves like recommendations to our clients or the people that we are doing the people that we have done the work for them to know like what measures to put in place going forward so that the issues that we find out will not happen again in the future. You can move on to the next slide. You can go to the next slide. Hello. Hello, are you guys hearing me?
Yes, we can.
Yes, we can.
Yes, we
Akile,
can
you
hear
can
you.
go to the
You seem to be
next.
breaking up a bit on my end. Akila,
Yes, sorry. I apologize for that. Can you hear me?
Yes, next slide,
All right.
please.
Yes, sorry.
Sorry.
Something tripped up with my internet. Sorry about that. All right.
So this is the workflow that we did. Like we did an data extraction using SQL. We cleaned it using Excel, and then we did a data visualization using Power BI, and then we did the reporting and recommendation here using PowerPoint slides. So key analytical insights, the workforce data set. So from the slides here, we can see that the key insight, the first one, we have like a total records of 32,000 data sets. The average age was 39 years. Education ranges between preschool up to master's degree level with bachelor's, master's dominant. But according to the data set that we have, we find out that master's level and more income compared to doctorate and postgraduate PhD holders. So we also find out that the bachelor's and master's peak earning, doctorate underperform, associate nearly worthless, married earn more, most workers less than 50K. The work hours and the capital average 40 hours per week, and then few with capital gains, but 5K earnings boost for those who do. And then the employment side, we can say that the private sector dominates. Specialists or managers lead occupations, missing data in occupational work class significantly. So, and then for the demographic side, we able to find out that like the workforce was 2-1 male favored. So there were more male in the workforce compared to females. And then male and female pay gap minimal, but men dominate total. And then Asian earn most compared to Native Americans. And then Native Americans, Africans. And then we also find out that income flat across age groups. So for the geographic insights, UK overwhelmingly represented UK mid-pack on income, Asia leads, Latin American tail. So I'll stop here because first I'm like kind of struggling with the presentation thing. My laptop is not like kind of on. So my colleague will take it from here, which is Akinleye Akintayo, and then he will go further with the presentation. Thank you. My name is Aja Asatubari.
All right. Thank you very much, Aja, for handling the introduction. So I'll just go on to the basic overview. And for context, we had to review data sets for a national workforce agency. And as Aja had mentioned, we reviewed over 32,000 entries. And then we found out that, the split between gender was nearly 2-1, with 67% male participants and 32% female participants. And then, we found out that the greater education level were high school graduates and people who had some college education. And then under the employment analysis, we saw that there was a close tie between people who were professional specialists, craft repairers, and executive and managerial roles. And all of this, a bulk of this fell in the private sector. The private sector fielded about 23,000 individuals, which was about which was nearly 90% of the entire data set. There were missing values that we couldn't account for. So country values, 583 entries were missing, and then over 1,800 occupation entries were missing as well. Under our education and occupation matrix, there were some things that stood out. We saw that people with bachelor's and master's degree were more concentrated in professional and specialist roles, while people with lower education qualifications were more concentrated in labor-intensive occupation. And then we saw that people with doctorate specialization were in niched fields, requiring specialized skills to work in those fields. Under our income analysis, we saw that people with master's and bachelor's degree earned the highest out of the entire data sets, and then people with doctorate degrees earned significantly lower, despite a longer period of study, which may signify that the populace that we reviewed is not very rewarding for those specialist skills. And then there was like a balancing out from for education qualifications from some college to below, and that includes high school to elementary school and associate degrees, with the range falling between $31,000 and $42,000. And further income analysis showed that married people recorded the highest average income, and they had the most participants in the data set as well, with about 15,000 participants. And then we saw that most of the earners fell below $50,000 average earning, with only a margin of people earning significantly higher than $50,000. Our demographic insight revealed a very, very close tie between men and women as regards average income. And this is in spite of the male dominance of the data sets. And this goes to show that, gender pay gap wise, there is not much difference, between men and women earnings. And then under the racial, under racial insight, we saw that Asians and Pacific Islanders earn significantly more than every other race in the in the data set, and the least earners were blacks and Native Americans, Native American people. So this working hours and capital gain review just highlighted the benefits of investment to the income of the participants, and there were about 3,000 people who embraced investment opportunities, and we saw that these 3,000 people saw a $5,000 boost in their income compared to people who did not involve themselves in any form of investment. And we saw that again because of the male dominance of the data set, there were the capital gains attributed to men was $29 million, and the ones to women was $6 million. So this is about 5 times more, 5 times more than the women earnings. And this just underscores the gender imbalance in the particular data set we reviewed. This is our geographic insights, which just shows the average income by country. The top 5 countries in the data set were majorly Asian countries, while the bottom 5 were Native American and just about 1 or 2 European countries. And this is quite significant because the data set is heavily UK dominated with 29.2 thousand entries, and then the UK is not in the top 5. And if on our Power BI visual, you would see that the UK fell in the median earning by average income, earning around $45,000, compared to other countries. Again, 583 entries were missing, and going by the number of entries for some countries, this 583 could count as a country's records, which goes to show that the missing records, could affect the result of this review just a little bit. Our recommendations to our stakeholders would start from the average age. The average age of 39 shows a mid-career population, meaning that policies towards retirement planning and reskilling programs should be prioritized. We noticed under the education distribution that some qualifications constantly recorded low income, which is a pointer to whether the workforce agency should recommend policies about phasing out those educational pathways or adapting them to meet industry demands. Of course, gender disparity, this is a pointer to future data collection exercises to try to balance out the men and women representation. We noticed investment apathy as well. The populace could definitely benefit from financial inclusion programs and targeted at encouraging more investment participation in the community. We noticed the private sector dominance as well. While this is good, it shows the populace can benefit more from entrepreneurship measures, small and medium business incentives. The demographic and geographical inequalities suggest a need for like targeted hiring practices to ensure equal hiring between races, and also sort of a training training policies can be introduced to to help immigrants to scale up their income. This is our main dashboard, which provides an overview of key pointers in the data set. This is our income. It provides the same overview, bird's eye view as well. And this is our populace dashboard. So RKY Careers made this possible with their boot camps, and they are a multi-award winning edtech company with boot camps in data analysis, business analysis, and a lot of other in-demand fields. And because of our participation, we've been able to present this you've been able to present this project to you, and we did this by skills learned in the training alone. And our experience in the boot camp has been one of personalized approach, and we have had to learn industry standard skills. We've learned industry standard tools. We reviewed data with Excel. We visualized with Power BI. We are presenting right now with PowerPoint because of the things we have learned from this bootcamp. The online modules were decently paced, and the community was very accessible for support with drop-in sessions. And we had the opportunity to collaborate with our colleagues to bring you these data insights. And on this note, I would like to say a big thank you to RKY for making this possible, and a big thank you to my colleagues as well, for all of their participation and their contribution to this project. Thank you very much.
Well done, Quantum. So where are your team members? I can't see you guys like praising them because it's not easy. It's not easy at all. I love the fact that even though there was an issue, you guys rallied together, solved the issue. Because like we said, these are part of the things that you would face in a real life working situation. Problems will occur, but it's not about the problem. It's about how quickly you're able to think of a solution. That's why you have teammates to help. And then you guys really displayed amazing teamwork. So well done to you guys. In terms of your data set, I actually quite enjoyed this session too. Displayed that you guys actually spent time working on this data and you understood the insights that you got from it. But don't let me talk too much. Let me just hand over to our judges. Femi, over to you.
Yeah, that was a really good presentation. I think I love the storytelling approach, taking it from the lower base up onto the peak of the insights, giving us a recommendation. I mean, there was at some point I forgot I was supposed to be taking notes for feedback because I was just busy enjoying the presentation. So that was how good it was. But I think just a couple of things just to add. It was very, very brilliant to add the challenges you had, with the data. It might also be helpful in the future to put that into the background or after the introduction, just so that before all of the visuals start popping out, we already know that there were some challenges with the data sets that you faced during the presentation. I mean, that's what I do when I'm writing my report, just a little bit overview of the data set that you work with, either feedbacks for the stakeholders to take back. I mean, that already will have been cleared out, and then you just focus on the work that you did with what you had, and the section of the education versus occupation, I want to believe maybe there was just a bit of rush in there. You gave us too much to bite. I was struggling to figure out what am I looking for, where am I looking for. So if you want to streamline that into a very small visual that just captures what this table is all about without all of the plenty information, it also goes a long way. But like I said, I got lost in the presentation because I think Mr. Clare is a public speaker, and I just use that as advantage. That was a good presentation. Well done.
Thank you for the feedback, Mr. Femi, and thank you for the kind words as well.
No problem.
Okay, let's hear Chinaza.
Okay, it's an amazing presentation again. Another very good project we have here, and I love the storytelling, the flow.
I send it different melody.
Can you hear me?
Yes, we can.
Yes, we can.
Okay, yes, I love the flow, everything. I really love everything about the presentation, the storytelling. It was really good. So well done to the team again. And, you guys should keep this up. Do more projects like this. That's what I have to say. Well done.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Okay, thank you guys. Thank you once again. We'll now be moving on. From the general audience, do we have anybody that has any question from the team? for the team? Do you have any question for the team concerning their data set, how they worked on it? Mayowa says, well done, team healthcare and team finance. Yes, they did an amazing job. Okay, barring any question, well done, guys. Now we can now move forward to our last project of the day. Synaptics Digital Solutions. I hope you guys are ready for us. We've had 2 amazing projects so far, and I have no doubt that yours will be equally amazing. Company name, Synaptics Digital Solution, team name, Inside Arc. We've had from the perspective of those in healthcare and how data is relevant and how you can draw credible insights from data to make business decisions. We had from those also in the finance industry. Now we are hearing from the tech industry and how data applies. Presentation will be given by Agogo Ebenezer and Oluwakemi Grace. I hope I pronounced that correctly. Are you guys ready?
Yes, we are ready. Good afternoon, everyone. Good afternoon, Abisoye. And good afternoon, Mr. Femi. So I'll be sharing my screen now.
Please share your screen.
All right, my name is Agogo Esadi Ebenezer, and I'm here with my colleague Oluwakemi Omozegbai. So we'll be representing the tech group, whereby we were given a data from an organization, Synaptics Digital Solution. And the on-track insight is optimizing rate ticketing and journey performance. That is, we are here to look out the efficiency, the effectiveness, and the functional of the rate ticketing and the journey performance. So we have our report structure, we have the introduction, we have the data analysis recommendation, and our experience at the bootcamp. These are the list of the Insight Hack team members in which every one of us we participated to get this done. And we have our introduction. Synaptics Digital Solution is a regional rail operator that manages multiple routes across the country. Also, is a ticketing analytics that presents an opportunity to understand the purchase behavior, identify operational bottleneck, and respond proactively to disruption. So on-track insights leverage Synaptics Digital Solution expertise in data analytics and digital innovation to address key business needs, increasing revenue, improving punctuality, and enhancing the passenger journey. We have our aims and objectives. And one of our aims here is for us to improve customer experience via data-driven feedback and service improvement. And also, we are here to optimize route operation for cost effectiveness and reliability, and also to support strategic decision by making robust evidence based on our recommendation in which we've gotten. This is our workflow. We extracted our data from SQL, then we load it to Excel for cleaning. Then we bring it back to Power BI for visualization, and onto PowerPoint for our report and presentation recommendation. This is the data cleaning process. And on this insight, we have our sales and revenue analysis, whereby we have the KPI, the key performance indicator. We have the total sum of ticket price, which is £741, and the average ticket price sold, which is 23. We have the minimum ticket price, which is £1, the maximum ticket price, which is £267. From the sales by purchase channel insights, this analysis tells us that people tend to book their tickets online compared to going to the station to book their ticket, maybe because of one reason or the other, probably stress. So we have a total sum of 382 revenue from the online, and we have 359 from the station as well. The payment method preference, people tend to pay with debit card compared to using credit card and contactless. Via the purchase channel, we can see that the online also, it shows that the debit card is higher, and the station as well, the debit card is higher. We have the average ticket price, the credit card being the highest, being used. And at time, we have this time and scheduling analysis. Weather is the most common reason for the delayed journey, with 758 delays, followed by the technical issues and signal failure. And on this insight, the peak purchase time, people tend to travel more on Wednesday, so they tend to book their ticket on the weekdays compared to compared to Saturday and Friday. So we have the journey timeliness as well, which says that approximately 27,000 journey were on time and 2,000 were delayed and 2,000 journey were cancelled due to the weather, the technical issue, and the signal failure. We have another insight here. It shows rate card usage. It shows that people didn't really use much rate card compared to those that uses rate card. It shows that the adult that uses rate card are about 5,000, while the disabled that uses rate card are about 3,000. The sales by ticket type, it shows that the advance has the highest sales of £309,000, probably because of the discount being given. And also we have the off peak of £223 and the anytime ticket being booked of £209. Also, our route and destination analysis, the journey date trend, it shows that Thursday tends to have more journey date, followed by Tuesday, then Wednesday. So from the sales by arrival destination, York Station is the highest in value of sales by arrival station with 285,000. With London Euston coming at a close range, which is 151,000 sales. Sales by departure station, London Cross is the highest in value of sales departure station with 200,000. Then the next one is Liverpool Lime Street, followed with 235,000 sales. So these are a project dashboard that shows everything which I've been discussing earlier. It comprises of everything. And this is another one. We also have our monthly sales. It shows that people traveled a lot during January period compared to December, maybe due to Xmas stuff, due to Christmas and all that. So I'll be handing over to Oluwakemi to take over from here. Thank you very much.
Good afternoon, everyone. My name is Oluwakemi. Based on our findings, we came up with practical recommendation that Synaptic Digital Solution can start applying immediately. Our first recommendation is to increase revenue and ticket sales. This is to target marketing efforts towards popular ticket type, which is the advanced ticket. Then encourage the use of rail card, which happens to be the least utilized purchasing channel. Number 2 recommendation is to enhance customer experience. Refund and delays are 2 pain points for passengers. Therefore, the company needs to simplify the refund process, broaden online ticketing options, and making online ticketing even easier. This will build trust and keep passengers coming back. Optimizing route and capacity by adding more services on busy routes and adjusting timetables to align with peak buying period is another recommendation the company needs to do. We also think the company needs to improve timeliness, that is punctuality. They need to focus on resolving common delay issue, although they cannot control as much as they can't control the highest reason for delay, which is the weather. They need to focus on common delays such as signal failure in order to improve customer satisfaction. Employing data-driven strategies by leveraging data insights to guide decisions on staffing, scheduling, and infrastructure investment is another recommendation that we provided with the company to do. Other recommendations include targeted marketing campaigns based on customer purchase behavior, payment flexibility by encouraging mobile wallets and contactless, customer focused design, that is passenger friendly dashboard that provide live updates on delay and refund. Finally, sustainability initiatives that promote greener off-peak travel. In conclusion, our project On Track Insight provides synaptic digital solution with powerful decision-making tools. By using advanced analytics and interactive dashboard, they can increase revenue, improve punctuality, optimize routes, and deliver a smoother and more enjoyable experience for the passenger. Before I close, I would like to share a little about our bootcamp experience. This project was not only about data, but also about teamwork and growth, which were the core value we gained during our bootcamp program at RKY Careers. We also gained great analytical skills, visualization skills, and critical thinking skills, among others. We were especially blessed with knowledgeable, insightful, and grateful tutors who imparted us with non-forgettable skills through hands-on practice and provided us with learning resources that we can always refer to for guidance. RKY Career is indeed the best. At this point, on behalf of my entire team, we want to specially appreciate the efforts of our amiable tutors, Mr. Oloruntoba Fashokin and Mr. Olusegun Adeolu. Your guidance, patience, and dedication made a huge difference in our learning. Thank you for listening.
Amazing work, amazing work. Well done to the team. I mean, seamless teamwork. I love the flow. I've been saying this all day. I think all three teams, you can see how much you guys prepared. It shows in your presentation. I can see how much time you guys even spent on your presentation, by how easy it is for you to flow, by how easy it is for you guys to present. Look at the accolades in the comment section. Well done to every single person who has worked on this project. Let me say over to you, Femi. Let's hear from our judges.
Right. Yeah. So another, lovely presentation. Again, like I said, I think I like the storytelling as well. And I like a lot of your visuals, using slicers, using charts, using line charts to tell us what the trend on the timelines are looking at, which they're always very good. I just wanted to add, with presenting a report, your insights, where you have your visuals, you have your dashboard, that is the peak of the report. That is, in essence, everything you're doing, the introduction, the background, everything is leading towards that peak of the story. It is always important not to rush it. That is where you actually show off, in essence. Let's not be too in a haste to just get to the recommendations, because if you lose your stakeholders in the insight, then they'll be hearing the recommendations like it's CNN News. Let them see it. Once they've seen it, right? When you're telling them the recommendations, everything is aligning in their head. That's just it. But then, like I said, it was a really good presentation. I like you touched base with your recommendation on each of the objectives that you had from the get-go, which is very, very, very good. And just a point out, where you have the channel of payment, where you have the debit card, the credit card, and the contactless. So you want to be specific, because contactless can also be credit card. It can also be debit card, just so that you don't have overlapping visuals within your insights, so that you don't have part of the credit card in the contactless and part of the debit card in the contactless. So that's just one of the feedback. But like I said, it was a great presentation, great storytelling. Well done.
All right.
Okay, thank you so much for
Very
that
much,
feedback.
sir.
Question,
Okay,
sir.
Chester.
Mr. Femi.
Okay.
So, are you saying, so when analyzing, then we should have taken off the contactless, leaving it with credit card and debit card?
No. So what it is, because if you make a payment by a credit card, you can either pay contactless or use the chip and the PIN.
Okay.
Right. So you can either pay contactless or use the debit card chip and the PIN. So your contactless could be inclusive of credit card and debit card. Do you get what I mean?
All right. All right.
Yeah.
So sorry, sir. In this scenario,
Amazing.
In this scenario that we have everything together, so like you said, we can still have the debit card inside the contactless while we have the credit card inside the contactless. So are we to analyze the contactless payment method preference in a different analysis? Because now it's together with this analysis. So
yes,
I don't know if you
might be. It might be worth separating it. If your data sets, if your data sets did not separate it, then it might be worth separating it in two different contexts, just so that because just the same way I'm asking, you can go for a presentation and someone is not very sure of what you're presenting, are trying to understand a bit more of how you came about that particular visual. So it might have been worth separating it and just having it on a different visual, or adding your credit card and the debit card onto chip and PIN, and then just having two categories, chip and PIN, and then contactless, and then you can then use another visual to then break everything down.
All right, thank you for that.
No problem.
Is that all your question?
No, so I have a question as well. So instead of using contactless, is it possible we just change the name to probably orders? Would that suffice?
Yeah, I mean it does the work. It doesn't really break it down. But it does the work. But when you say others, it means that you're looking at other forms of payments like voucher, other sorts of payment that does not include a card, or bank transfer. So if you categorize it into others, then it saves you having to explain.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Any other question? Okay, look like there's none. Chinaza, let's have your feedback.
Kemi has done justice to the feedback, and to the team. Well done to the presentation. The amount of work you put into this, well done. I also love the flow, the storytelling, all through from beginning to the end of the presentation. That was really good. But there's a consign, which is in terms of this debit card and credit card thing. There was this slide where you have like your insights by the side of the chart. The chart is saying credit card, and your insight is also mentioning debit card as the highest, something like that. So you may want to readjust that. I believe that's like an oversight or something. Debit card is the most preferred method of payment. So you also want to adjust that properly so that it's showing what the chart is saying, right? But then this is an amazing presentation. I love the flow, how you were able to even give recommendations based on saying that, okay, they have their highest ticket sales, during the week. There could be other further recommendations since we are having lower ticket sales during the weekend. Do they want to start doing discounts? The business can actually start thinking of how to implement some strategies so that they are having increase in high sales during the weekend, right? But yeah, it's a very nice presentation. Well done to the team.
Sorry, please. I still have a question regarding this payment method preference. because during the data we have, the method preference, we have these three being listed on it. We have the contactless and everything being listed on the same column. So what I'm saying now here is that if we are to filter this, then leaving it with the credit card and debit card, then doing it for contactless, because we don't have a column where it says they paid by PIN or by chip or something. So I don't know if you get that question. So is it preferable for us to just do it on a separate analysis instead of just putting it together with the credit card and the debit card?
Okay, if I could jump in, maybe I should probably say what I would have done. So since you have the credit card and the debit card and then the contactless in the same column, right?
Yeah.
So sometimes the more you work on data sets, you then realize that it's almost everything is almost like you're doing an assignment. So you look at a column and you try to understand what that particular column is referring to. But then looking at the credit card, contactless and debit card, what I would have done is to separate the credit card and the debit card into a different column and then analyze what contactless is looking like. So if you have
that's good.
Separate the contactless from that column, and then you can look at the contactless.
So
and then separate the contact payments and then contactless. So you create another column entirely.
Okay.
Do you get? So you have the column showing payments with credit card, debit card, and then a payment showing contactless, which means customers wouldn't pay contactless, paid with the contact card.
Okay.
But all of those things are just, the more you work with data set, the more you get ideas and creative, because your data is not going to be perfect. And you can see that the data set RKO has given you is not perfect, which is just mimicking real world scenarios, because the data you have is never going to be perfect. I don't think I've ever had one data set that when I looked at it, everything was just ready to start analyzing. So that's the truth. Your data will not always be complete. But then you just have to find a way. Sometimes you take moments just looking at the data. You're not even doing anything. You're just looking at the data set, just trying to understand each column, what is going on here, what is going on here. Some things you don't know because it's not in your field. Not every data set will be in your field. So you just have to go and read about those columns, what they mean, and then apply that knowledge of that foundational learning that you did about the data to then use to analyze the data.
All right, thank you very much, Mr. Femi.
You're welcome.
Okay. Any other questions? Any other questions before we go ahead and move on to the next phase? Okay. Looks like there's none. Well done, team, once again. Well done to every single person who has presented and every single team. Please ensure that you take this feedback seriously, as this is part of the learning experience, of course, that you get feedback and you know when next you're working on a data set, the things to look out for, the things to change, and how best to analyze your data. So that's it from our exhibition. And I'm sure for the newcomers joining us, you guys are people that just familiar that join us for today's data insight. You're seeing what our students get to do, many of which had no prior experience in data analysis. Please, if you're not talking, kindly mute. But now can now boast not just of the experience, but the fact that they can go ahead, do these things, technical know-how. I love that a lot of our students did speak about their experience during the bootcamp, and not just even about the technical skills that they were able to gain, but also the very, very important salient and soft skills that they got as a result of the bootcamp too. And moving on from there, I'm talking about, if you look at my screen right now, it shows how do our students go from 0 to hero. I just finished talking about the bootcamp experience and how intensive and amazing this is. But also our commitment to our students extends well beyond the bootcamp, because even after completing their training, students will benefit from our robust post-bootcamp support. What does this look like?
Hi, sorry, we
This
can't.
include you can't see my screen?
Yeah.
Oh, apologies for that. Let me stop sharing and try to share again. How about now? How about now? Can anybody see my screen?
Sorry, I can't see your screen.
No, can't
Not
see your
showing. That's weird. Is anybody still sharing from the previous team? Can you check if you're currently sharing? Maybe that's disrupting the view a bit. Please give me a minute to leave and rejoin. Just a minute. Okay, I'm back. Let me try sharing now. How about now?
Still not yet.
Wow.
Now it's visible.
We can see it now.
Oh, now it's
see now.
perfect. Perfect. Probably the network. So yes, I was talking about how our students go from zero to hero. We talked about the intensive bootcamp experience, and you've heard from the students themselves, even more than me, about how they master the tools and strategies that they use in learning, and how gaining hands-on experience also help boost their confidence and expertise. I was also saying that apart from this, after completing their training, students also benefit from our robust post-bootcamp support. Now, what does post-bootcamp support mean? It means that after the bootcamp, they get personalized career coaching to help them navigate jobs with clarity and purpose. This support includes helping them refine their career goals, creating tailored job search strategies, guidance to job application process. I spoke earlier about even having like an interview prep. So if a student secures an interview, they get an opportunity to book an interview prep session with our facilitators, which will better even help them to ace that interview. Right. So another key component is our CV and LinkedIn optimization services. Our experts collaborate with the students to help them craft out standout resumes and enhance their LinkedIn profile, ensuring that they effectively showcase their skills and experience and achievements. Finally, I already spoke about the interview prep, but through this interview prep, students get to have personalized feedback, strategic coaching, which equips them with the skill and confidence that they need to excel in any interview scenario. So at RKY Careers, we are dedicated to guiding our students through every step of their career journey. Now, also, one of the things, like when it comes to our data analysis students, this is some of their dashboards. I hope everybody can see my screen right now. So every single person that just finished presenting your team, please ensure you go online, go on your LinkedIn and share your dashboards. A lot of interviewers, a lot of HR executive, like when they are outsourcing for talent, they like to go on LinkedIn to check out what have you done. And you can see from some of our previous students who have gone online to share the dashboard that they've worked on. You can do the same. Ensure to tag us in your post, and we'll be more than We would more than love to help you repost it to a wider audience. So please ensure that once you're done here, it doesn't just end here for you. You ensure that you position yourself rightly by also sharing the work that you've done. You guys have had an amazing exhibition right now. Don't keep it to yourself. Don't just keep it to 50 of us that are here. Share it on your page. Let people know that you're now a digital analysis expert. You worked on social data in this industry, and these are the insights that you were able to draw from it. Now, for those who are with us here who are still on the sideline wondering, should I transition into tech? Should I not transition into tech? I mean, you've watched the exhibitions and you're like, okay, this is something I would like to go into. Why do you need to transition into tech? Well, transitioning into tech offers you a vast career growth and opportunity. As the industry is growing, we are into the age of AI right now, right? It means that for you, you have a landscape of opportunity that cuts across. Of course, there's the booming demand. Jobs in tech are growing at a staggering rate, which is outpacing the rest of the job market at a significant margin. Diverse fields, just as we've seen in the exhibition that we just concluded, you can go into different fields from healthcare. Today we just had three. There are other times when we have other projects that would even cut across sales and marketing. So data analysis is very, very valid across different segments, across different sectors, right? Of course, we also have the competitive salaries. Tech skills are at a premium, which means that companies are more than willing to pay top dollar for top talent, which is one of the reasons why upskilling, having a tech skill like data analysis in your pocket is one you can never go wrong with. Of course, there's innovation and creativity. A career in tech allows you to work on cutting-edge projects and innovative solutions. This field encourages creativity and problem solving, enabling you to contribute to advancements that can have a significant impact on various industries and society as a whole. If you're one person that's also been looking towards getting flexibility, having a remote work, well, that's one of the things that tech companies are known for. Global opportunities. Tech skills are in demand worldwide, providing opportunities to work in various international markets. Also, we have continuous learning and development. Yes, the tech industry is very much synonymous to continuous learning. I was talking earlier about how we are now in the age of AI, in the age where it's very, very important that, you know how to apply AI to your skill set. And that's one of the things about having a career in tech. You're always continually learning. There's always something new in the system that you want to get your hands on. And one of the things that we do at RKY Careers is also to support our students. We're always looking into the industry to say, what's trending, or what's the latest, what are people doing? How can we give our students an edge in the job market? What are the skills that, if they add this skill set, if they had the certificates to the current certificates they have, it would definitely ensure that they stand out. And of course, visa sponsorship, global talent visa, and digital nomad visa. One of the things that we always say is that investing in your tech education today is an investment in a secure and rewarding career path. You can't go wrong by it. So if you decide right now that, I want to, you know what, let me take the data analysis bootcamp across whatever context that you might have, whatever sector you might want to work, I can assure you that it is very, very relevant. Very, very relevant. So building that kind of career makes your career path future proof. Even in the future, if you say, I don't want to work in health and care anymore, I want to go into sales and marketing, your data analysis skills is still very much relevant and can still be applied in that setting, which makes, of course, getting jobs very, very easy. So in terms of getting jobs, of course, like we've heard from those who did in the medical, you can see how data analysis applies in healthcare, which means that you can get NHS jobs, right? And when it comes to RKY Career, I spoke earlier about AI. One of the things that we are also leveraging is AI-powered learning at RKY Careers. And why are AI skills essential? 80% of global businesses are adopting AI tools. AI enhances efficiency, decision-making, and automation. So one thing that we've done now this year is to ensure that across all our boot camps, I spoke about this earlier, that one of the things that we do at RKY Careers is look into the system, look into the job market and say what skills can help our students distinguish themselves, can help set them apart. And we try to incorporate it for our students. So since 2024 now, we have an AI model across all our boot camps. So in data analysis and business intelligence, you get to learn about AI-driven analytics, predictive modeling, and data visualization tools. In project management and business analysis, you have AI-powered workflow automation, market analysis, and risk assessment. In compliance, you have AI-based fraud detection, compliance monitoring, and reporting tools. In digital marketing, you get to learn AI-driven SEO, content optimization, automated customer engagement. In Scrum and Agile methodologies, you learn AI tools for sprint planning, risk prediction, and task prioritization. So at RKY Careers, we're not afraid of AI. No, we know the age of AI is coming. What we are doing is empowering you to be able to leverage that, to be able to leverage the opportunities that are already popping up in the global job market. And so, of course, we have many success stories. Over 2,000 plus success stories, including visa sponsorship. At RKY Careers, one of the things that we pride ourselves is to be a driving force in bridging the global tech skill gap. Please mute yourself currently if you're currently unmuted. Equipping individuals with the essential skills and experience that they need to be innovative and, of course, to thrive. We always say this, our alumni are not just skilled professionals, they are pioneers. They are people who are leading charges in different and diverse industries. I don't even need to go too far. I mean, one of our alumni is our judge today, Mr. Olufemi, and not only is he working in the NHS, you can hear from him, even from the feedback he gave, you can hear his expertise actually speak. Right? So our alumni go on to land their desired tech jobs, remote jobs, six-figure jobs, and visa sponsorship jobs. Our own job at RKY Careers is to be your partner on your transition journey. Right? So these are some of the examples. I always like to say this, that the work that we do at RKY is verifiable. What does that mean? It means that you can verify it. If you can go on LinkedIn, you can meet Korede, for instance. She enrolled in the Data Analysis Bootcamp in 2023, leveraged various banking and customer service. She had previous banking and customer service experience, and now she's a technical report analyst at one of the most prestigious companies in the world, WorldPay. So we have very favorable pros for our alumni, not just coming into the bootcamp, but coming into the bootcamp, going after the bootcamp, leveraging all the things that they've learned to land amazing roles in leading companies around the world. So don't just take my word for it. You can go online, go on our website, hear our success stories. Like even from comment sections, you can see it. You can go on LinkedIn to do your search. Do your search, and I'm sure that you would find out that RKY has been in this business for a while, and over again, we've been able to produce top-notch alumni who have gone on to build the careers of their dreams. Right? You can also Trustpilot reviews. Like I've been saying now, do your research. Go on Google reviews, Trustpilot reviews. You hear from other people, even word of mouth. I'm sure there's always RKY Careers is gradually becoming an household name. So you can ask people like, oh, have you heard about RKY Careers? Or have you done their bootcamp? What was it like? They will share their experience with you, and then you get to see for yourself that, like I said, every single thing that we do here are very, very favorable. Our alumni system is perfect. You can verify the results. Yeah. So what are the perks of joining our training system? I've spoken about this before, but the live expert-led training, acquiring skills and techniques, the CV and LinkedIn optimization. You have competency tests. What are competency tests? So after the theoretical part, you do have competency tests that basically like an exam where you get to know, oh, has this person been able to retain knowledge from their training? There's the interview preparation, there's the end-to-end project delivery, there's the post-bootcamp support, building real-life products, access to the LMS, the UK job reference, a globally recognized certificate of completion, and position for you for a visa sponsorship or a six-figure job. And even after your bootcamp, you still have access to the alumni community. And one of the things that we do in the alumni community is to, of course, still train our students on. We have the alumni webinars that happen where our CEO takes them through basically your pain points as alumni, how to secure a job, trainings that you might need that can basically help give you an edge even after the bootcamp. And our alumni community gets most of this basically for free. So that's to show you that when we say that we're your partner, it's not just, oh, these people collect my money for boot camp and that's it. No, even after the boot camp, we are still here. What we are building at RQI community, RQI Careers is a community. We're not just a training platform. So if you look at my screen, you see the actual training value of a lot of these courses, and you see that they go into over £2,000. Right? But for our boot camps that are starting in October, we have data analysis and business analysis that's starting October 18, and which is going for £599. Project management and business analysis to October 18th is going for $599. Microsoft Excel and PowerPoint, October 25 is going for £50. You have UK compliance going for $599, product management, agile and scrum going for £450, and digital marketing going for £450. And you don't even need to make all this investment as a go, because we understand, we know it's not, money is not easy to come by. So we give you the ability to actually spread your payments across, we give you the ability to spread your payments across 3 to 12 months using our in-house payment platform, right? And you can also spread this using tools such as Klarna, Pay Later, ClearPay, to just ensure that you are part of this next forward. So you don't want to dally, you don't want to waste time. You want to ensure that you take advantage of this special offer. You gain the skills that you need. The difference between you, there's nothing what well is nothing is what anything comes easy. There's an investment to be made, and when it comes to our future, we should not be shy to make the investment that is needed to actually help us grow. So I said it here, like, we understand that investing in your future can be a significant decision. So we have payment plan. You can decide to pay in full. You can decide to use an installment payment, and you can decide to use the pay later option too, just to ensure that you are investing in your future. Just to recap, our upcoming event, we have UK compliance October 25, Excel October 25, PMBA Data BI October 18th, digital marketing and product management, which will be starting November 1st of this month. So yes, please, if you are muted, kindly mute yourself to ensure smooth recording. Reports, please help mute whoever is unmuted. Thank you. So I said earlier, I spoke about the business coaching and accelerator program that is run by our CEO. In case you've been thinking that actually going up the corporate ladder is not for me, I'll prefer to build my business in the UK. You get to learn here how to actually do that, how to move from that idea, from just being a business idea, to an actual product. So you would gain marketing and growth strategies tailored for the UK business, authority positioning and thought leadership, website and system integration, PR and branding, legal and compliance, basically end-to-end service that helps you take your idea from just being a business idea into being a product. So you want to register for the business coaching and accelerator program if you want to start a business in the UK. Coach Ruki has built more than six successful businesses in the UK in the past couple of years. So you all know that whatever you're going to be learning in the business coaching is from a trusted source who has gone on to build their own business. So you know that whatever information you're getting from them can be credible and is also very much reliable. For the apply body too, in case you're busy at work and you know that, oh, I need to apply for jobs, the apply body is your application support, right? You can follow apply body on social media. They're taking orders and basically help you shelf off the stress that comes with applying for jobs. You have to tailor suit your CV to suit every job, the cover letters. Apply body takes off that strain completely from you. We also have the RKY affiliate program, whereby signing up, you share your link, you earn by referrals into the system, right? I spoke earlier about the link, so you can subscribe on YouTube or any of the resources where you listen. You get to hear expert insights, real success stories, and actionable strategies from people who are thriving in the UK across their different fields. How did they do it? You want to hear from them? The Limitless and Thriving podcast is the place for you to be. On Monday, our replay for today's session would be available. So make sure that you share it out for people that you know that you've been thinking about, you making a decision on what skill to get. You've been thinking about data analysis. Well, I partook in a data insight program over the weekend. I think you should listen to the replay. It might help you make a couple of decisions. You want to share it to as much people as possible, and please ensure that you follow us. In case you have any questions for us, you want to reach out to us, you have more inquiries, you can email us at support@rkycareers.com, any of the phone numbers below, or at our website, www.rkycareers.com. It's been an amazing time, an amazing privilege to take you guys through today's Data Insight program, and thank you guys for joining.